Howdy folks, Nugget 1.1 Raptures. Luke 17:26. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, drink, they married wives, and they did give in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Noah is entering the ark. After he enters the ark, something happens. He's delivered from the something that happens after he enters the ark. Okay? He's delivered from that. Okay. Likewise also, 17:28, Luke. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone. Lot being delivered before an event takes place. In that day, Lot was delivered except for his wife. Why was she not delivered? Because she looked back at the stuff. Okay, we know that. All right, moving on. There's two raptures that I just want to focus on. I mean, there's many in the Bible, but this one I want to, these two. In that day, Luke 17:31. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Uh, 17:34. I tell you, in that night, there shall be two men in one bed, and one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, one shall be taken, the other left. Two men shall be in the field, one shall be taken, the other left. And they answered and said unto him, where are they going? Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered, and that means Armageddon. The second group, as you notice, 17:34. I tell you, in that night, it's a dark time. 17:31 says, in that day. In that day. In that day. If you're on the housetop and your stuff, Lot's wife, if you're on the house on the rooftop and your stuff is in the house, don't come down to get it. If you're out in the field and your stuff's at the crib, don't go back and get it. Okay, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And that is what? From there we jump to 34, and he says, in that night. He is describing what will occur to those men who seek to save their life. They will be, their bodies will be transported where the eagles are gathered. And that's Battle of Armageddon. Okay, so the first one is the good rapture. 17:31, in that day. 17:34 is not so good. The ones that are left might be fortunate. in that night. They may be redeemable. That's not for this discussion. But anyhow, dang, I hope I made that clear. So, yeah, Scripture is not private interpretation. He's talking about days. Days of the Son of Man. In that day, in that night. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Lord, when the Son of Man is revealed.